Despite being deeply indebted, exploited by buyers, highly vulnerable to vagaries of weather, and with ever shrinking farm holdings, Indian farmers are nowhere near ready to bow down to the government. The ongoing protests by thousands of farmers in and around Delhi, as well as other parts of India, are part of a bigger battle between the small and marginal farmers and the large corporates that are eyeing the Indian food market. It is a battle to the finish, they say. Medha Patkar, social activist and founder of Narmada Bachao Andolan, tells MIG TV that corporatization is taking a toll not just on the farming community but every other sector in the country, and the farmers can be protected only if they fight and win against inequity and injustice.
Any government, whenever they are challenged as a system or as the power holders, always try and condemn the movements and try to underestimate the force and the strength. It is very obvious that the Punjab and Haryana are at the forefront, and there is a nucleus in these two states of the farmers' movement today. But it is very clear that the All India Kisan struggles came together as an alliance when there was a murderous attack on the farmers of Mandsaur in Madhya Pradesh, and that alliance now has more than 350 organizations, while the other alliances joining together have made it a strength of 500 organizations. And when the Punjab farmers have taken the struggle to the peak by not only challenging the rulers but also the corporates, it is very, very clear that this is the strategic decision that they have made and showed us a way out of the corporatization that is taking control of and a toll of every sector, including education, health and others. So we support the Punjab farmers and we salute them, but it is not that the movement is limited to that. Since 9th August onwards, there have been, even during lockdown, more than 1 lakh places where the agitations have taken place across the country. Every 17 minutes, one farmer, commits a suicide. Now, this is not just a suicide, it is a murder. And this murderous attack, assault, is due to the iniquity-based economy. We therefore need to really question this, and we have to turn the economy back to not 18th or 19th century, but back to the nature-based, hand-made economy. And if that is to happen, the agriculture is the sector which provides the maximum number of people their livelihoods with self-reliance. So Atmanirbhar Bharat is just a slogan. We also have to ensure that the natural produce gets the due value in the market context, because unless that happens, we cannot say that the more debt or more inputs or more infrastructure will save the farmers, because basically the value of the natural resources and human power, these two kinds of capital, is not there in the calculation, the manipulated ways of valuation that is carried out and promoted by the governments concerned. So the central government in India today is certainly the one which is changing all legislations against the constitutional framework, whether it is against the farmers, against the Adivasis, the indigenous communities, against the fish workers, because they are handing over the natural resources to the handful of corporates whom they are also giving freedom from debt, even though they have committed criminal actions. And also they are changing the legislations which would protect the laborers. Agricultural laborers form the largest section of the so-called unorganized sector. We are not unorganized, that is unprotected sector. The voters' support and the voters' priorities and the demands have no value for the elected representatives. and therefore we need to really change the polity also, where the right to information is not applicable, the anti-defection law is not applicable, the EVM machines are resulting in manipulation, but mainly the vote bank that is created on the basis of casteism, communalism and all divisive forces, that really diverts the attention from the real issues like the agriculturist issues, which include the freedom from debt totally and the real appropriate price, not just minimum but optimum support price for every produce. I think now the demands are very clear, that the immediate demand is to get repealed the 3 anti-farmer acts. They are the acts which would promote corporatization by finishing off the agricultural produce committees, which were small symbolic gestures of the democracy within the agricultural market. That also they want to finish off, and the private committees or the marketing centers will come up with the large investors, that would be the main corporates, and certainly these corporates would bring to an end the farmers' assurance of the minimum support price. The contracts in farming sector have already proved to be dangerous, as it happened in Punjab years ago and in Gujarat just last year, where they had to fight PepsiCo. So these contracts will be not with a level playing field. The agriculture facing losses will lead to sale of land. This whole country is on sale today. The public sector corporations and industries, which are profit-making industries, are on sale too. But if this corporatization makes an entry and intervention into the agriculture sector, that will affect in an unprecedented manner the livelihoods to food security, and that's why we want to question this. So this kind of a blockade was not created by us, it was created by the respective governments, all of whom are allied with the central government led by Narendra Modi today. So he did hold the dialogue with the farmers' organizations from Punjab on 13th of November, but in spite of 7 hours long dialogue, nothing comes out, because in the present situation, whether it is a central government or any government led by Mr. Narendra Modi, it is the PMO that passes diktats. So no ministry, no official, no minister is allowed to take his or her own decision. So it is very necessary now to understand that people are in the aar paar ki ladai. It is a war, although a non-violent war. And I think whole of the country, with the farmers in the largest sense of the term, all natural resource based communities, are watching what is happening here. They watched what is happening in Punjab when the Reliance malls and Reliance petrol pumps got closed, the rail was stopped and the Jio SIMs were thrown out. Now this is the direct action which really brings strength to the people's movements. And if the government takes an action, as the huge police force and I think the CRPF have gathered here today, and the two powers, the forces have pitched against each other. The government, I think, must understand and realize that people are not in the upsurge. They are in a transformatory, if not revolutionary movement. And they should really respond non-violent and constitutional way to the people's struggle.